Well, I'm in the bowels of the Royal Albert Hall. I can hear Queen Victoria now. Where is she? Oh no, it's gone quiet.
Prince Albert as well.
Prince Albert, we have had an amazing night. All women's boxing on the eve of International Women's Day. An extraordinary festival and celebration of women's boxing. A one-sided three-belt world title fight, I must hasten to add. I don't know what you said on your comms. Shut out for me, Johnny Nelson. It's brilliant to be here. We're a long time in the sport. You as a 7-year, 13 defences world champion, myself in the sport. Brilliant to see women's boxing developing.
Without a doubt. You know what? When I boxed here in 1990, I think Natasha was 5 and Lauren didn't even exist. She wasn't even a thought process.
Was that a Frank Bruno card or not?
No, Lennox Lewis was on the card.
Oh, so Lennox Lewis card.
Herbie Hyde was on the card. No, Lennox Lewis was after me.
I think I was here on that.
Herbie Hyde was on the card in his 3rd professional fight. Lennox was in the 11th professional fight. This place has produced so many champions, and it's oozes class.
Jimmy Wilde fought here.
Oozes class.
Nassim Hamed.
Henry Cooper.
Henry Cooper, 15 times I think it was Henry Cooper. Billy Joe Saunders.
Harley, when he lasted his last tour of the UK, he came here because he did exhibitions here.
Who was that against? Johnny Frankham, was it, or someone?
I can't remember. What I'm saying is this place is historical. This place is class. I hope they bring back boxing back here and make sure it's good quality boxing like tonight, because tonight, listen, it was about pace. You had somebody in Natasha that was, remember, Miss GB, 2 Olympians that did an amazing job. But Lauren Price, she was on point, man. I didn't think she lost a round.
I don't think she lost a round either. And remember, she was middleweight in the Olympics, and Tasha was lightweight, even though they're kind of a decade apart. 2-minute rounds is right for women's boxing?
Yes and no. For some, yes, because I think if you introduce 3-minute rounds into women's boxing, I think a lot of decisions would be turned over. A lot of fighters, they work brilliantly at the 2-minute mark, and that people like Katie Taylor, 2 minutes suits us down to the ground. 3 minutes, and I think Katie Taylor, the older fighters such as Natasha, would have caught up on them. So it would be, and actually Natasha is one of the few fighters that actually, I take that back, she's one of the few fighters that actually want to do 3-minute rounds, because it would suit her down to the ground.
It wouldn't have tonight, I don't think. Although she wasn't hurt, she was coming up. Maybe I'll go with you.
Because towards the back end of the fight, that's when timing was starting to catch her, because Lauren started to slow down a little bit. But 2-minute rounds, everything worked in Lauren's favour. Lauren's a talent, and she beat with the basics: single jab, double jab, triple jab, left to right, and that was it, with the basics in the 9th professional fight. So Lauren, as a unified world champion, can you imagine what else she's going to achieve? Michaela Mayer won't want any of that. She won't want any of that.
I think she's got to take it. I want to see, when Caroline Dubois gets a bit bigger, I want to see Dubois against Price as well.
Listen, when Price and Jonas were head to head, and all the undercard was stood there watching, Dubois was looking like a caged animal, licking lips, thinking, I want someone to action.
It's a great fight.
You know what I mean? And so her ambition is mad. Her talent's ridiculous. I think tonight her opponent,
Shin,
underrated
from Korea.
Underrated.
Yeah.
She was WBC #1, so you don't get that position given to you. And
Dubois smashed her to the body all night but couldn't get through.
It was just the last 2 rounds where Dubois was feeling fatigued, but I gather she's had a virus over the last 10 days, so I gather so. But she still did a great job.
Right, let's talk about, we're all going to say we were here, some will say we was here, when it all happened at the Royal Albert Hall here in March, with the all-women cards on the eve of International Women's Day, World Women's Day. Big news this week. I was with Eddie Hearn earlier today, and he said he's excited he was with Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen today announcing that fight, but he said he's excited about the prospect of someone as clever and powerful coming into boxing as Dana White, who Turki Al-Sheikh has announced is going to be the headmaster, if you like, the head man in Turkey's realm of doing the boxing. We've had 18 months of brilliance in the sport. What's your take on Dana White getting involved?
I think Turkey has a vision. And with Turkey's vision, as long as he's found someone that's going to implement his vision, he's seen a format that works in Dana White's format. It works for him. You've got one champion. The #1 fights #2. He's seen that
in 8 weight divisions.
He wants to bring that back to our sport, because our sport at one point was the #1 sport all over the world. Yeah. And so he wants to bring that back, and his dream and ambition is perfect. And if anybody can do it, if anybody's going to do it, it's him.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it's him. So now he's going against the grain. He's not picking your usual suspects. And so this, I don't know how this favours your Franks and this favours your Eddies. But what it does is it makes the fighters more powerful, puts the fighters in a great position to, and that's how it should be, because we the fighters are the ones putting our heart and soul on the line. And so now he's thinking, you know what, you fighters, it's you guys that I want to put in the driving seat. And if you want people to work for you, they'll have to work for you. Good on him.
The big journalistic questions for me right now, though, are what happens to the sanctioning bodies and what happens to the promoters that he's been involved with this year and a half. Do they just stay where they are and we see what develops around them?
Sport has forever been shooting itself in the foot with decisions that's being made, with fights that haven't been made, or fighters being stripped because they've not done X, Y, Z. And we shoot ourselves in the foot. We don't do ourselves any favour, which is why we lose fans, the casual fans. So now he's saying, you know what, I'm going to tidy this shit up, and if you lot don't stand in line, you're out. I will crush you all.
But hasn't he done that in the last 18 months anyway? So the fans now know.
He's not finished. He's not finished because this shit still happens. Okay. He's not finished.
And he's chosen Dana White because Dana White's vision with the UFC.
Give you an example. Alexander Usyk. They took his IBF title off him. What a load of bollocks that was. You know, you know who the best heavyweight in the world is. And the IBF, again, shot themselves in the foot. And I'm thinking, why would you do that? Greed. So now.
So he should have fought Daniel Dubois for all the belts straight away, or fought.
Daniel Dubois should have fought. He was a champion, so they took the belt off him and gave it to Daniel Dubois. Yeah. So
who should have fought Usyk then with all the belts?
Whoever was in line. And
who do you think it would have been?
And so if it wasn't
Dubois after knocking out Joshua.
Well, yeah.
I thought he would have been the man.
Well, yeah, but you know what? What they did was they'd already took the belt off him. He wasn't at that point. Dubois was the IBF champion. So when the governing bodies do stupid things like that, people are confused. If you're a casual fan, you think, hold on a minute, I thought Alexander Usyk was the champion. Oh, so now it's Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois didn't believe he was the best heavyweight in the world. So what Turki's doing, he's tidying this shit up. I rate him. And I respect him because it's bringing our sport, tidying up our stuff up so we'll get the casual audiences now be able to walk down the street and you say to them, who's the heavyweight champion in the world? And they'll say one word. They'll say, oh, it might be him, it might be him. One word. It's tidying our sport up because we're forever, out of greed, shooting ourselves in the foot.
If Turki Al-Sheikh spent $1 billion on boxing over the last year and a half, he's certainly put it back into shape, though, I believe, in what he's done. He's bought Ring Magazine, he's got the Ring Magazine rankings, he's got the Ring Magazine belt. Could he go the route of the Ring Magazine belt if he wanted to and do it that way?
Without a doubt.
And the Ring rankings.
He's taken something that's steeped in our boxing history, and in doing that, he's now saying, right then, I'm going to try and bring us back to a respectable situation where people believe us, where people now have faith back in our sport again. Because forever our sport has been raped and pillaged by the wrongs. So now he's thinking, nope, we'll get this thing right.
As you can tell, with myself and Johnny Nelson, we could talk about this for hours. We are. Are you still drinking tequila or not?
Try honey tequila.
Honey tequila, I love honey. We're going to depart from the great.
At the moment, we ain't doing that tonight.
Okay, we're not
when
doing.
Ramadan's done.
When Ramadan is done, when Ramadan's done for him, I'm going to go and have a honey tequila in the Lord Watsit down the road, Knightsbridge. We're going to say goodnight to the Royal Albert Hall. This is a massive talking point in boxing right now. You've hit the nail on the head on many points there. I look forward to talking to you more about it as it all happens down here. Well done, mate. And I'll tell you what.
We just look sweet and slick, don't we?
Touch of class.
What is that, velvet? What is it, velvet?
Don't say that thing you always call me right now.
White chocolate.
End of. Peace out.
Peace.